Attention new players to Marvel Contest of Champions. If you start now and work through the game, you can make some real gains when it comes to the end of the year. So you might be brand new to Marvel Contest of Champions, and it is a really important time to kind of think about like where you're going, what you're trying to achieve, and also working towards something that can make your account seem more OP for just literally starting in the game. And that particular event or that particular gain is going to be with something called the Banquet Event. To get a real idea about the Banquet Event, first of all, you have to find out, well, how can you enter into it as to like what you get back from it. So something that we learned last year in 2022 was that if you had your account join prior to November 21st, 2022 and have achieved the rank of Conqueror and be at least level 40, you could enter into the Banquet and Accolades events. And these particular events were fantastic for players, whether you're new, old, or like as well, like mostly if you're new to the game. Now, to achieve this and get to Conqueror quickly, make sure to do your side quests, event quests, work your way through the story mode, put on XP boost when you're doing a session, and it certainly is optional whether or not you want to put some mastery points into the XP boost side of things in your masteries in order to get up the levels quicker. But do bear in mind, it's a long, if you started now, then it's going to be beneficial for you to kind of grind throughout the rest of the year to get to that Conqueror place in your account and do it in a way that's not going to feel at a loss to you. But definitely, these are the best ways in order to get up to Conqueror quickly. And when you finally get to unlock them, look at classic variants or classic back issues for acquisition of units. Because these are very much one and done, it does mean you can skim 150 units on each of these, and there are 8 in total. So it all adds up and it all is incredibly helpful to get that last little stretch of units that you might need. Again, to put you in the picture, my wife, who plays Marvel Contest of Champions, who plays it casually, was able to, at the time when she was Conqueror, pick up at least 6 to 7 6-star champions as a result of being involved in an alliance, but mainly when it comes to the solo side of things for the Banquet Event. And again, if you're a new player to the game, you may feel a little bit lost as to like what is going on with a Banquet Event, why are so many people hyping this. It's an event that changes with the meta of rewards. So you may be just starting the game going, well, I'm only picking up like 4-star shards, 3-star shards, I've got 2-star champions. Well, as you progress further in the game, you get to have better champions at higher rarity that do more damage and are more influential to take your roster further, being able to smash content a lot more easier. And that's something a lot of us strive to get and also work towards to get, regardless if you're new or old to the game. The great thing about this particular event is Kabam gave stuff for free and you were able to get like a good amount of points. Yes, you might have needed to be in an alliance that was participating in this, and I would say if you get up to a level of Conqueror close to the end of the year, is to find an alliance that well is at least kind of working towards these particular things. But you can get some stuff from being solo if you save your units now. Saving your units got you the ability to buy greater gifting crystals or greater banquet crystals. You'll hear the different types of names kind of thrown around. But these greater banquet crystals, which you can see on the screen right now, you bought with 300 units and you were able to get 4,000 points for. 3,000 points for the acquisition and an extra 1,000 points when you open them up, which then added towards your milestone rewards totals and allowed you to get to further milestones. And the further milestones you got to, you could get better things. Whether or not you were getting 10,000 6-star shards, and you may be new to the game thinking, what? I got that? I could get that? Yes, you could. The same thing with 6 tier 2 alphas, 15,000 further 6-star shards, 3 tier 5 basics, a 6-star nexus, and if again you were able to push further, Tier 5 class Catus Selector, very important for making that further push to the Cavalier line, and as well Tier 3 Alpha, depending on again how far you go, Tier 6 Basic, a 6-star Awakening Gem, and a 5-star Relic Crystal. All things that are achievable if you're willing to put up that amount of points to solidify yourself getting it. Now, if you weren't part of an alliance, there would be the problem that you wouldn't be able to get any kind of further greater banquet crystals. Yes, there's a lot of stuff given out with accolades, but at the same time there are some things that were in the milestones within the alliance frame and also making further gains with that one. But if you were just solely looking at it from a solo perspective, then you would need to get yourself 25, or the equivalent to 25 Greater Banquet crystals. Also, if you were interested in the breakdown of how much you would need to do in order to get all the milestones, if you were a new player to the game, you would need 5,100 units. If Kabam rolled the same thing out in the same sort of way that they did this year. 22,000 points can be got from the various GBCs, those are Greater Banquet crystals, in the calendar, in the accolades event, in the milestones, and also if you invest the 300 units you get into this particular from what you get from the milestones effectively. But the final thing is that 5,100 units will get you the equivalent to 17 Greater Banquet crystals. So if you're willing to save up between now and the end of the year, 5,100 units, which is very doable. I think I did about 50k last year units wise. Then you can start setting aside those units, or thinking about setting aside those units. Kabam do go out some free stuff throughout the year, which I did talk about in my recent video about making gains. So yes, this can be very beneficial for you as a new player towards the game, and also can see your account when you're new to the game and you're willing to get to Conqueror by at least the end of the year. I would say definitely before that November point, because of the cutoff before, you can make those serious gains. You can definitely look like your roster is going to be stacked, and you're going to see some of these lovely stuff from the milestone. So yeah, it could be a win-win situation, and that's a quick tip right there. To get those units, look at your calendars. Follow my unit guide when it comes to acquisition. Look out for platinum pool-based events. There's a lot of things that Kabam put on throughout the year that gives the players a lot of free units. I know some people will say no, they don't. They do actually. If you look at this, if you're willing to do normal from start to finish, and as well, reinvest into your masteries, of course, do all those key things that are very, very important. But if you can think about setting aside some units, which works out as 425 units a month, which isn't too bad. I know that the units may be tight for when you start the game, but if you're looking to kind of at least go, right, well, if I budget that and just put that to the side, then you can really, as I said, make those gains and look towards the end of the year being when your roster's going to make some really kind of spicy new additions, new interesting additions, but also new 6 stars, where maybe at this time in the game you wouldn't be seeing those particular type of rarity of champions. But I wish you good luck in the grind. That's a little quick tip for new players, and yeah, check out some other content located on screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video whenever that'll be. Cheers everybody, have a great day, bye bye.